one.
I have a board that I keep that's a budget. So I know the company dollars that we need to make so that I can pay the employees' salaries, etc. And I show that to my team, and I say, hey, you know, we need to. Our goal is 40,000. We need 30,000 a month just to pay everybody's bills. So I know exactly what I'm spending every month. I know what my goals are, and I think what you said is so important, because once I did that exercise and put it in front of me and put it in front of my group, you become more productive, knowing what you need to do. So I'm going to start out with why we are different. My team's different because of the things that we provide. I have on my team, I have 2 assistants, 3 counting Tommy, our CEO, and 2 agents. Mercedes, you guys have met, really hard worker, speaks fluent Spanish. Jackie, another really hard worker who speaks fluent Vietnamese. So it's great to have the multilingual team. I have 2 assistants. You've met them both, Mary and Jane. Mary is our marketing director, and Jane does all the paperwork and keeps us organized. And then Tommy does all our running around. The things that we do, if you look in the brochure, that no other real estate company does for free, is we do design and staging. So we also have Kim on our team, who is our designer. She's a certified design expert. So she meets with the client that we're going to sell their home and tells them what to pack up, what to leave out. She moves the furniture around to make the home look bigger. If the home is vacant, I actually own all the furniture, so we bring furniture in and do a full staging, because vacant homes just don't sell well. Vacant and unstaged, well, let me put it this way. A nice staged home, it is proven, will sell 40% faster and for 15% more. So that's another reason we get such great prices. So why should I charge if it's going to make us all more money? Because if you start charging the client, they don't want to do it. So it actually makes my job easier. It gets us all more money if I just provide it. So that's something we do that you don't find agents doing without charging the client. Free professional photography. So many agents are out there taking pictures with their phones. Now, phones have gotten good, but we also do aerial photography and really sell the story, not the property. So we sell the story of living at the beach or near a park, or try and move the people into the home rather than sell a property. Even in the classes I give, one thing that drives me nuts is if someone comes up and pitches a unit, and they go, we have this unit for sale. And I'm like, who wants to live in a unit? Call it a home. Even if it's a condo, it's a home. So very good about telling the story. Assist with your move. We, in our senior sensitive services, I love seniors. I just have a passion for them. I think because what I experienced, Mercedes experienced the same thing with her parents, but when my parents called me from Mississippi one day, Dad calls and says, Mom can't remember anything. She doesn't even know where she put the fork. She's driving me nuts. You got to get me out of here. And I was like, what am I going to do with them? I work full time. Mom's obviously is getting Alzheimer's. She's getting worse. What am I going to do? And there was nobody to help me. And it was awful. My sister lived in Virginia. She was no help. She just came down and got everything. Kill her. Don't put that on. But here I was with elderly parents that I had to get to California, and Dad said, don't let your sister take me. I need you to come get us. So I had to sell their home, sell all the stuff in their home, and get them here. I didn't know where to put them. I didn't understand assisted living. So I looked into assisted living. I found them a place. My dad later passed away. Then I went to the assisted living. I said, Dad's gone. Mom has Alzheimer's. Shouldn't she be in the Alzheimer's unit? They said, no, she doesn't need to be in it, which turned out it was full, and that's why they said it. Mom took a fall, was in the hospital on her deathbed, somehow survived, and then I learned from my doctor that she should not be in assisted living. She should be in a boarding care. And who would have thought the best place for people like that is in someone's home, where it's usually Asians or Filipino people that specialize in taking care of the elderly. And that was the place for her. But what I went through to learn all that, we went to court, there was a lawsuit, the state of California called me, sue these people. I mean, I went through hell, and there was nobody to guide me. So I said, I'm not going to let that happen to anybody else. So this is what we do. We help people. Even this year, I had a senior who went in assisted living by Home Depot, new place. They were charging him too much. I went in there and I talked to management and I said, no, you give him a better deal, that's ridiculous. And I got that for him. So, and then we moved his furniture into the assisted living. Kim went in and figured out what would fit there. The rest of it we divided up for the kids and took care of everything. So we truly take care of everything as if they are our own parents. And we don't charge for that. And I would tell you, nobody out there, and you can see how compassionate I am, nobody out there does that. And it's made me feel really good that we can help these people. One of the questions, what I like about real estate the most is just that thankful when you know you really helped somebody. And the kids, all those things I had to go through, they didn't. So, next one, repairs and upgrades. We have a contractor on our team. We will loan the money to the people. If I know like painting and repairs are going to get us a higher price, I loan the money or the contractor does. So that way there's no money up front when escrow closes. I've never had a house I couldn't sell. Everybody gets paid. So, probate and trust. The thing I love about probate the most is you stand in front of a judge and they go, you deserve 6%. So yeah, I'll take probate all day long. One judge can tell you that. Distressed properties and short sales. I was a short sale queen of Orange County. We don't have a lot of those anymore, but I certainly know how to negotiate the deals with the banks and get everything done. So, and also when that was all going down, I helped a lot of people stay in their homes. So what I would do is sell the home to an investor, and the investor would rent it back to them, so they didn't have to leave while we tried to. And typically those people would leave in a year or two, but we would fix their credit in the meantime. And one story, this guy was $300,000 upside down, and his whole life had just fallen apart. But I got the bank to forgive the $300,000. Worked on his credit right away. A year and a half, had him in a gorgeous $1 million home for less than what he was paying before, and a good loan. Then he met the love of his life, and his business expanded, and everything turned around for him once he got that distressed property off his back. So it's amazing how your life can turn around when you just have these headaches like that. So I did a lot of that and enjoyed it. So this is our new brochure. We have a similar one just for seniors. It's a little different. But if like a senior is moving to assisted living, we will pay for their move as well. We don't want them to have to pay for anything. So, why Keller Williams is different. We have profit sharing and we have KW Cares. So there's over 100,000 Keller Williams agents, and you can actually get paid to go to work at this company. And it's the only company that's like that. All real estate companies, the broker is taking your money. On this one, they are engaging you to make more money and paying you. And instead of competition amongst other agents, we get profit sharing, so we want the other agents to do well, so you help each other. So it's a totally different culture and environment than anything else out there. The top profit share made just under $2 million last year. That's in 1 year of profit sharing. I made $11,000 last year, but it's only I'm going on my third year. So that's just free money as far as I'm concerned. So who does that? Nobody. It is the largest company in the world. We have Keller Williams Worldwide as well, which we have 11 different countries now, and we're working on growing. So if you know someone in a different country, I would love to buy a country. Let me know, because we're always looking for people, not communist countries because we can't get paid, but non-communist countries are great countries to open up a real estate office in. Another thing I want to go over is the difference between a real estate agent and a realtor. People can go get their license, but in order to be a realtor, we have laws, compliance, fines, training. And I am the person for this area that actually swears in the realtors. So every month I sit with 40 new people that got their license in the last 6 months, and I teach them compliance and how to be a good realtor and how not to break the law and how not to end up in jail. And then I swear them in to become a realtor. Realtors also, we pay dues, we pay membership fees. So there is a lot to be a realtor. If you're going to work with somebody, make sure they are a realtor not just a real estate agent. Individual companies versus brokers. There's a lot of people that have these little brokerages because they're trying to save money, and in the long run, those are the ones that typically have the most lawsuits. And those are the ones I have the most problems with. And a lot of us won't even accept offers from individual brokerages because there's nobody to complain to. How do you complain to their broker when they do everything wrong when they are the broker? And I'll give you a great example. Right now I'm in escrow with a lawyer who has his own little brokerage. We had to do all the paperwork for him. And for example, there's one form where you go in and you do an inspection. He copied mine. It's like, so I'm like, why are you selling real estate? And he says, well, in 2 years I'm going to stop law and go into real estate. And I said, well, do me a favor until then, please don't sell real estate. So there's so much involved, especially in California. You need a big company behind you to train you and show you how to do it right, because you can get sued and it can cost you everything. So, take it seriously, and if you're going to work with somebody, make sure they're with a big company that's going to back them and they are a realtor, not just a licensed real estate agent. And here's just some little tidbits. There are 200,000 realtors in California, yet right now we are less productive than we've ever been. Less than 10% actually do enough business to earn a living. The average number of sales per agent is 3. Wow. So there's a lot of people out there with licenses that are just clouding up the system, I think. Yeah, per year. So the future of real estate is teams. I have found this a lot because right now I am spending 50% of my time doing negotiations and problem solving. It's getting harder and harder and harder. So so I had to hire a marketing director because I don't have time to get my seminars and the luxury tour and all that stuff going. Today, I was negotiating in the morning, problem solving in the afternoon, and right before I came, a client calls and I took out the Murphy bed and the carpet ripped. I'm like, well, then call the carpet company. But they come to us for everything and look for our guidance. What do I do? What do I do? So even the common sense things, once they are in your care, they ask you for everything. So you need a team. You cannot be successful by yourself. And I've always said that, but now more than ever. One of the questions was, how's the market? Well, rates are on the rise. We're seeing it. But inventory is still low. And part of that is because seniors are staying in their home 15% longer now than they used to. We can't get them out of the house. How am I doing on time? Okay. And more kids are moving back or staying longer. So that's part of the problem too. Now, last week I had lunch with a multimillionaire Vietnamese man. He makes $3 to $6 million a month. And he said to me, what is wrong with you Americans that you kick your children out at 18? Your children should live with you forever. And I thought, how interesting that their culture is all about that. And here we are, get them out of the house. But I think our culture is forced now, especially because it's just here, especially so expensive to live here. Mm-hmm. I look at my kids and they can't go out on their own. They just can't afford to do it. So, and still be kids. They want to have some fun. I've been a worker all my life. I painted rocks as a 5-year-old and had a little stand. I was a top cookie sales girl, all of that. But you don't find that work ethic so much now because they have to save up to go to the concerts, which when I was growing up was $10. Now they're $1,000. They actually have credit cards for the kids to pay for. So it's just a whole different world now. But you want them to have fun at the same time. So it's very different than when a lot of us grew up. 62% of people in Orange County own a home. So that's another little tidbit. Questions, some more questions. My favorite thing about real estate, I think duty-wise, I love the negotiating and I love the marketing. Some of you may not know that I was an international negotiator. I flew around the world and made deals for an airline for 9 years, which was the funnest job ever. I would fly into a country and they would have a police escort for me. It was crazy, and they'd take me to the presidential suite, and I was truly treated like a queen. And then I would sit and negotiate with them on what hotels we would use and if they could use our airplanes. That was probably the funnest job I ever had. But then you have kids and you can't be flying around the world all the time. So, but to make up for that, now I am part of Keller Williams Worldwide. So I am, twice a year I meet with people from all over the world and I talk to them all year long. So in February I will be in Las Vegas with the realtors from all over the world. So
we'll have to meet up then.
Yeah. And then, aside from the duties, the gratitude of helping people achieve their goals. Like, I love it when someone has a plan. So, like right now, there's this couple that they knew they were going to retire at 62. They had built a house. They knew they were going to move to that house at this year. And then I get to make it all happen for them. Actually, I have two couples just like that right now. And we are in escrow. One closes tomorrow. But it's so cool that they planned for this for the last 30 years, and now I get to be the person that makes it happen. And the letters I get, like one of them came to one of our open houses and just walked in and said, I love you, I love Jane, I love Mercedes, I love Tommy, I love your contractor, I love everything about you. And you're like, I love hearing that. You know, that's what you want to hear. And when you can just make their dreams happen that they planned so long for and make it smooth, that's what this job is all about. What are my long-term goals? To have a great agent take my place in what I'm doing today. I really want to get more into buying and selling properties and coaching and mentoring. And probably in about 5 years, get away from the role I'm doing now. I've been training Mercedes to take my place. That's pretty much been our goal, that she would fall into that. Someone asked what my favorite charity is. And I know who that was. But I'm glad she's not here because I'm going to tell you my favorite charities are KW Cares and OCAR Cares because it takes care of us. Yes, I like taking care of the dogs and I support Gisela, but to have a charity that takes care of people that you meet. When I joined Keller Williams, I found out about KW Cares and people were coming up to me with their stories. My husband had a heart attack and I had no money and I didn't know what to do. We had these hospital bills and Keller Williams kicked in and took care of all of it for me and I don't have to pay it back. So to have a charity that's in your own organization, we had the same thing for Orange County Association of Realtors. Not quite as much money, but we have that. When the fires that just happened, they went down there, the hurricanes, they were there at generators. To work for a company that takes care of their own people and the communities is amazing. So that is my favorite charity because I see the work that they do to people that I am working with. But of course, I like taking care of the dogs too. And then the last question was, how much do I charge? I really want to talk a little more about what I pay, because people think, oh, you guys are so loaded, but they don't realize. So the average commission around here is 5 to 6%, more so 5 when inventory is low. Garden Grove, Westminster is becoming 4%. So we get half of that, and then I split part of that with my broker, and I split part of that with the agent on my team, and then the rest of it pays my employees and my rent and my marketing. And so Chris can tell you, by the time that $500,000 income goes down, we're under $100,000. So there's all these, gross commission is very different from what you end up with. Mm-hmm. So, and we only get paid if the home sells. So buyers, we don't charge anything to. We drive buyers around and we spend all this time finding a property and they could turn around and go with somebody else and we don't get a penny. So that's why, we're really strict about making sure that buyer is going to be loyal to you before you do all that. So the only person that really pays is the people that are selling their home, and then it's a portion of the commission. But there are no salaries or anything for realtors. We are 100% commission with a lot of overhead. I think more overhead than most companies have. That's all I have. Were there any questions that I missed?